Welcome back to Girl Party on Manic Animation. Previously on Girl Party, after securing rooms at Helmet's Hole in the port town of Hooligansport, the party had been challenged to prove they were a band, an assertion Angel had made to keep from revealing they were actually crusaders. Claire had temporarily shifted their weapons to instruments, with illusion, and the party successfully performed 2 songs for the tavern. Unfortunately, things degenerated into a full-scale tavern brawl after Arnold, the mercenary leader who had challenged them, dared to grab Angel's ankle while she stood before him on a table. Now, after being arrested, James prepares to spend his first night in this world not with his companions, but instead in a jail cell with the mercenary leader they fought, the halfling that peed on his leg, and the ominous older knight who had been watching him all evening. This is Chapter 10, Ambush. I had drunkenly had to listen to Arnold, or Arnie as he liked to be called, spend 2 hours coaching me on relationships. Arnie was the leader of the Glory Hounds. In proper guy code fashion, after fighting, we were completely fine with each other. We punched each other, bonded, and then emotionally connected through sarcasm, as the ancestors intended. If anything, he seemed to have a little more respect for me. He teased me about the song. It felt good-natured, though. I didn't mind. My memories of the night were pretty spotty, but not that part. Everything else blurred together, the music, the fight, the arrest, the headbutt, but that moment stuck. I had loved her song. Arnie had told me that after a signal like that, I'd be a fool not to make a move. I kind of had to agree with him. That or I'd end up writing sad poetry in a dungeon cell while Angel married someone with better initiative. He had also warned me that if I didn't make a move, he'd still be around next time we were in town. Seriously? I had finally drifted off to sleep on the stone bench. The cell was dark, stone, and just damp enough to make me question how sanitary the shackles were. It had been difficult since Arnold fell asleep first, and his snoring sounded like he was trying to dig his way out through the wall. Every inhale was a shovel. Every exhale, a war crime. I didn't get to sleep through the night. It wasn't the wee hours of the morning when I felt a tap on my arm. I was somewhere between asleep and undead when I felt the tap. It was the knight in fancy blue armor.
I am the Night Shaman,
he said after shaking me awake. That sounded like a class someone would pick just to annoy the GM. I was groggy and my head felt like the halfling must be playing drums on it. Either that or someone had smuggled in a goblin bass cannon and set it off inside my skull. Cool, I replied, closing my eyes again. Before I could fall back into the deep slumber of exhaustion, he spoke again.
Solo Hero Online.
My eyes popped open. He had just said the name of the most popular anime currently out. In the real world. How?
O. Henry's Burgers. The Silver O.
He continued. That was the most popular real-world burger joint there was. He wasn't just breaking the fourth wall. He was setting up camp on the other side. How do you know about all of that? I asked in a hushed whisper as I sat up. My head was still throbbing, but he had my attention.
I was a crusader, like you, and your party, Sir James.
I was floored. The world tilted. Suddenly, I wasn't just hungover. I was aware. This was all real? And we were not the only ones trapped in here? Wait, why don't the others remember? The rest of my party, they don't remember the real world. I had gotten a little louder than I meant to. He remained quiet and monotone.
Only those who read the Game Master section of the box set retain their memory of the real world.
I had so many questions for him. Why was this happening? Who had done this to us? How did we get home?
What are you fellas chatting about?
Came in Peeta's voice. Great. I had woken him.
I was just telling Sir James that their band had true potential, a unique sound that only a few would find familiar.
He was right. We had outed ourselves. Anyone looking for real worlders would recognize the type of music we played. This meant anyone searching for us who understood the meta situation would find us pretty easy. On the other side, it also meant that anyone like myself and the Night Shaman would also recognize us as being crusaders and possibly aid or even join our cause. The air was heavy with morning fog and last night's regret. Perfect setting for a revelation. It was a lot to process with a raging headache. I did not get another chance to talk to the Night Shaman alone. He made it clear, no metaverse talk in front of normies. In Peta and Arnie were many things. In my confidence was not one of them. It seemed the Night Shaman shared the same view. Breakfast was the blandest oatmeal I'd ever eaten. At least I think it was oatmeal. It tasted like someone left wallpaper paste in a dungeon overnight. And that someone hated joy. Somewhere down the hall, I was pretty sure I heard Claire's laughter. That was either a good sign or a really bad one. With Claire, it could go either way. The morning dragged on. The watch was in no hurry to release the drunks from last night, and my headache was staging a full-scale rebellion. It was probably close to noon before I heard them releasing the others. It sounded like they were letting the girls out first. I felt relieved. Inpita the halfling stood next to me near the cell door.
So, what are your plans like for the rest of the day?
He asked. My party and I are heading out to the Weber estate, I replied, rubbing my temples. We're supposed to kill some undead out there in the morning, hopefully after coffee. I still ached all over and wasn't looking forward to a day of hiking. We planned to camp just a little ways from the estate so that we could hit it in the morning. Everyone knows, you don't fight undead at night. That's their home game.
Oh, well, hope you folks can finally help that poor old fellow. He's had so many others fail.
Inpita said, concern all over his swollen little face. What other groups?
Oh, you're like the 6th adventuring party to head out there. I swear it must be one heck of an infestation.
6th party? This wasn't an undead infestation. It was a damn adventure of meat grinder. And we were next on the menu. I looked over toward the Night Shaman. He was watching us and just shook his head. As the guard arrived at the door, Impeta stepped up first. As the officer haggled with the halfling over the fine due, I let Arnie slip ahead of me. I drifted back to stand closer to the Night Shaman.
Undead quests are usually a trap.
He said in a low tone.
The cult of the Chimera, at its most basic, is a religion.
My head was still throbbing, so I nodded like I understood. I didn't. He was looking at me expectantly. Then it hit me. They don't like competition, I exclaimed in a hushed tone. He put a finger to his mouth as if to tell me to keep it down, but he nodded once.
Jamie boy,
Barked the guard. Oh, great. I was Jamie boy now.
you got a lot of lasses waiting for you out front, lad.
He said with a smirk. Then he handed me a rolled-up scroll.
You got fines and chores, lad. You owe the city and the tavern.
I opened my mouth to argue, but the man rolled right over it.
Helmut Hardass spoke on your behalf.
He added. He did?
Said he'll suspend damages till your return. Said you're off on some holy quest and not to have you hemmed up.
Oh, we owed him money. Of course he wanted us back on mission. As soon as I came out of the front of the town stockade, I saw Arnie talking to Angel. She wasn't angry, she wasn't yelling. Hell, she was smiling.
Well, sorry if I hurt you. I really don't remember much about last night. I just remembered that we started drinking and then I woke up in a cell.
She ended with a sincere laugh. Was she flirting?
Only thing hurt was my pride, lass. Next time you're in town, though, I'll let you make up for it by buying me a drink.
Bold move, Arnie. She nearly rearranged your molars and you still shot your shot. Respect.
Sounds fair.
She replied with a bashful smile. Seriously, Angel? Arnie looked over and gave me a sly wink of challenge. It was game on.
Oh, look! There's your fearless leader now!
He said, nodding toward me.
Sir James!
She called, running over to hug me. For half a second, I thought this was a "we're dating now" hug. Then I remembered. To Angel, this was just standard night protocol, like saluting or offering to duel someone over soup. I still cast a smug look at Arnie as I held her before he turned away.
They told me you were arrested too, and that we were on stage.
She was beaming. Did she seriously not remember any of it? Our first gig, our epic fight, my finest hour, gone. Meanwhile, I couldn't forget it if I tried. Peripherally, I saw the night shaman leaving, trying to slip away from the crowd. Hey, I need to talk to this guy. Before I could break away, Shayla was in front of me. She looked like a tiny tornado of anxiety and purpose.
We have to get going, Sir James. We're already late.
She said, her little face serious and concerned. She should be. The whole damn mission was a trap specifically built to catch her. Yeah, about that mission, there was no way we could do this. We were not going to walk into a trap. We would have to pay back our debts some other way.
Boomer and Lila have already headed out with Mr. Weber.
She said, trying to drive home that we were behind. Wait, what are you talking about? I said, facing her full on. She had all my attention now. I did risk one glance up toward the night shaman, only to see that he was already slipping down the side road. Damn it. Hopefully I would see him at the tavern later.
Boomer and Lila,
She repeated.
they came by last night to visit.
We had been allowed visitors? I shook the thought away, continuing to listen to her monologue.
They felt bad for not jumping into the fight, so they wanted to help with the mission. Mr. Weber was with them. He offered to take them out so they could all set up camp for us.
She was smiling. Sweet summer elf. She thought the creepy old man was doing us a favor. That's not a side quest, that's a setup. He wasn't. They must have been bait. He probably wanted to make sure we would not back out or lose interest. That was why he specifically brought them by the stockade so they could tell Shayla where they would be.
What's wrong, Sir James?
Asked Claire. She could see something was amiss on my face. Claire's voice was gentle, like she was trying not to spook a horse, or a bard on the edge of a breakdown. It's a trap. Weber is targeting priests. Crusader priests who aren't local. He's after you, Shayla, I said with dead seriousness.
Well, that's a deal breaker. No undead mission for us then,
said Molly definitively. She was obviously not willing to risk one of the members of our party for strangers. Molly's tone made it clear. She was about 3 seconds from leading a vote to do literally anything else. I was torn too. I could see in Shayla's eyes that she was blaming herself for this. The idea of not going to rescue them was going to rip her heart out.
They are not part of our group,
said Claire. Clarence never liked NPC rescue missions either.
But aren't they in trouble then?
Asked Angel, dumbfounded. The idea of not rescuing them would not even occur to her. Shayla could see it on our faces. She knew that Claire and I were about to side with Molly. I felt I could explain the situation to Angel in a way that would make her understand.
We can't abandon them.
Shayla said, her face already turning desperate.
They're crusaders, like us.
She whined. She didn't realize she'd just dropped the plot twist of the arc, and I was still catching up. Wait, what do you mean? I snapped, turning serious. She seemed to latch on to my urgent demeanor.
They came with another wave, almost a month ago. They were with 3 others, but they all fell.
Crusaders, like us. They were players. I was suddenly seeing them in a completely different way. Boomer was a terrified nerd because he was played by one. And Lila? She was every first-time player I'd ever seen. Quiet, unsure, hoping someone else would roll initiative first. He either had his real memories, or his cowardice had somehow translated into his character. Lila must have been a first-time player. She obviously did not have a mentor. It was probably the quiet one at the table. Oh my God, they were real people. That changed everything. Claire was white too. It was like she was watching my face for clues, which was dangerous, because at the moment, my face was broadcasting emotional confusion in surround sound.
We have to think about keeping you safe first, priestess.
Molly said, still trying to endorse foregoing the doomed rescue mission. No, we're going, I said with certainty in my voice. Everyone looked at me. If they are crusaders like us, then we all took the same pact. That seemed to strike home with all of them. There's no way we leave them out there,
Hell yeah!
barked Angel with a fist pump. Did she even have a hangover? Oh, there it was. I saw a slight wince.
Yes! Halia be praised!
Belted Shayla,
It's just an old man. How bad can it be?
said Molly finally, giving a shrug. In Lords and Labyrinths terms, that meant he was either harmless or the final boss, probably with a lair action. Well, they might have taken out at least 5 adventuring parties before us, so we do have to take him seriously. I use my serious guy tone.
You better have a plan, James.
Claire said with authority. That wasn't advice. That was a deadline. I'm working on it, I replied, nodding. I'll have one by the time we get there.
Weather sure is an arrogant bastard. Are we certain about this information you got from the halfling?
Claire asked from her spot in the back of the wagon, her tone edged with disbelief. The wagon of supplies. Yep, the we're totally not bait delivery wagon. Mr. Weber's supplies, loaded and waiting just outside the stockade, just like he'd promised Shayla when he dropped by with Boomer and Lila. He told her the horse didn't like him, and asked her sweetly if we could bring it along. Sounded like the horse had good judgment to me. Claire wasn't wrong. It was pretty cocky to have us haul his groceries if he was planning to backstab us. We'd gone through the wagon earlier. Mostly food, some alcohol,
Seems like he has a lot of mouths to feed up there.
Molly said, frowning at the stacked provisions. This wasn't a snack run. This was a siege cart,
I don't think he needed all of this for our little group.
she added, pointing out what we were all thinking.
Still, maybe Claire's right. Maybe this is all just a misunderstanding. Maybe he's legit.
Shayla said, her eyes flickering with hope like a candle in a hurricane. There it was again, I thought. Hope, politely knocking where genre tropes had already kicked in the door.
I didn't say all that. I just asked how reliable the halfling was.
Claire replied, deadpan.
I think we can get to the truth about this old man. We just need to look him in the eyes and ask him.
Said Angel, her voice low and intense, eyes narrowed like she was preparing to cross-examine the man.
Okay, Inspector Angel.
Claire muttered with an unladylike snort. It wasn't just the halfling, I said, shifting in my seat. I hadn't explained the night shaman yet. He was the one who told me this wasn't just an undead infestation. It was religious cleansing, the kind a cult would do to remove competition. But I'd hold that revelation for later. Let the logic land naturally when it was time. I had never driven a wagon before. Thank God the horse was already attached. I had absolutely no idea how to harness one. The reins might as well have been snakes. Long, confusing, judgmental snakes. Angel had stepped in, weirdly competent. She kept starting her advice with, I think, like she was just guessing, but she was right every time. She'd never touched a horse, IRL, but she was riding on pure knight class confidence. Honestly, it was working. Since she was good with the horse, she ended up sitting up front and taking the reins. I stayed beside her, obviously, and just tried not to look useless. Bittersweet, though. I liked sitting beside her. But like everyone else, my mind kept drifting to Boomer and Lila. I just hoped they were okay. Shayla sat in back, still looking stung. She knew everyone suspected Weber, and it hit her hard. She felt responsible for Lila and Boomer. She opened her mouth, trying again.
I just don't think Mr. Weber.
Shut up!
Molly snapped in a sudden whisper. Shayla blinked, stunned. She looked like she might push back, but Molly raised a finger to her lips. Shayla froze. Then her ears twitched. Not metaphorically, her actual ears moved, like cat ears, shifting angles, adjusting for sound. I hadn't noticed her do that before. It actually looked really cool.
Oh no.
Shayla whispered.
We're too late.
Hissed Molly. Claire looked confused. I felt the same.
Whoa.
Angel called out, pulling the reins. I turned forward just in time to see 2 arrows thud into the dirt a few feet ahead of our horse. One from the left side of the road, the other from the right. The horse reared slightly but didn't bolt. Angel had him calm down with a soft voice and steady hands.
Easy, boy. It's okay.
Her night class bonuses were seriously pulling weight today. Then came the voice. A baritone boom from the trees off the road to our right.
Stand and deliver.
Wait, were we being robbed?
We want your coin, your weapons, and your armor.
Yep, ambush confirmed. Thank you for watching Girl Party Chapter 10 Ambush. Please check out the song that goes along with this chapter, One Night in the Stockade. All chapters and songs are available free on the Manic Animation YouTube channel. Please check back soon for Chapter 11, War Wagon.
If you enjoy our content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.